So our team is called the Coin Chasers, and our game is called Sabri TD, which is TD for Tower Defense. So this is our team right here. Gal and me are the team leads of it, and then the rest of them are going to be our game developers and our game art and our math designers. So then the concept of this game is kind of like a tower defense, but we wanted to add a special concept, like a unique mechanism to this game where like you can actually be a tower. You can pick whatever tower you want to be and actually control that tower. And also we want to give like a first person perspective of that game as well, where like you can control like the person within the game, and like that person has like two swords and they're like fighting off like the people as they're reaching as well. So then also this gives like the player like a feel for like actually being at the scene of the game instead of just watching like a random fight and just watching the simulation. You know, the player's actually being immersed to the game a little bit more than just an average tower defense game. Okay? So the story background is kind of like, it's the year 3000, and kind of humanity is kind of like destroying the world. They're kind of like mistreating it, like Earth is they're basically like polluting it and everything. And basically like these intergalactic like creatures come in and basically like, they're called the founders. They basically come in and say, well, you're mistreating the Earth and we feel that there needs to be a new civilization. So basically they say that we're going to create a chemical weapon that kind of destroys the world, just wipes everything out. So then they basically, the humanity says, well, since they're doing that, let's get out of here and let's create a new humanity. So they get a spaceship and basically ditch and bail out. Keeps messing up on me. And basically they were going to bail out. So then there's a one-man army, right? He creates an army, but he's the only person. So he has like these double-wielded swords, and like the rest of his stuff is technology. So basically he uses this to defend like the cargo, all the areas, the most important areas, and the civilians from the onslaught, from the founders, which are the creatures that are trying to take over the earth. So this will be the game mechanics right here, kind of like Beat Saber. Y'all probably recognize that game very well. Very popular game. So then basically the mechanics of this game, like I stated, is kind of like a tower defense component, where like you position towers in areas of what you want to defend the secure point. And then also there's a first person mechanic where like you're using like your two swords to defend off people as well, like Beat Saber, where you're kind of using two swords to make beats, or sabers should we say. So also there will be like different types of enemies trying to attack you. Give me 1 second here, I'm sorry. This is having a few issues here with this. Let me see if I can actually share this.
Maybe you should just pull up your PowerPoint.
You want to just do this?
Yeah, on there.
Okay.
Yeah. You follow me to stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just do that.
All right, let's do that. So let me jump to the gameplay. The gameplay is basically like the goal is to kind of protect the secured area, like any other like tower defense game. You know, any other tower defense game you play. And basically you kind of defend it in waves. So then like the user skills kind of include like resource management, where they have like I don't know, like towers that shoot like lasers. Maybe they have like a plane or something that's flying around, or whatever resources they have. But this guy's gonna have pretty good resource management at his hands to actually use for, you know, defending himself against the founders. And also, like this game will include like strategizing too. So the placement of those towers, and that will make like very crucial to like how you defend or secure something, and how you take out an enemy quicker, and how you fend off the boss as well by strategizing. And also the physical movement. Physical movement meaning by the first person view, over like, you know, you look to your left or your right, and then you see somebody behind you, and use the sword to defend yourself and also defend the tower. So then also, the difficulty is going to vary as you go through the game. So it's kind of like a story progression. So like that's like stated like here in the story progression. Basically, we want to design a story that kind of progresses over time that tells you the story of like how the whole incident happens with the founders and how the soldier, the commander, actually goes through and fights them and defends them and actually defeats them. So what we want to do is make those short games, but also exciting and interactive games for them, so we can keep the gamer engaged, but not too long to where they get tired and bored of it. Okay, so I heard enough of that. So characters. So the character is just a commander of an army. He's basically kind of a double-wield sword and kind of sits in the battle and kind of protects it. You know, when the tower doesn't do its job, it kind of sits there and defends where it can. And basically it takes damage, you know, on the enemies, but some enemies can't take damage on you. Those only, you know, only they will go to the towers. So then also you act as a tower as well, which has abilities, you know, power up, super abilities, you know. They have things where they can damage, you know, upgrades, and they can also damage any enemy out there, you know, including the boss. But the thing is that, you know, the placement of those towers means like everything to the game console. You don't place the towers in the right spot, you know, that's, you know, you're setting yourself up. So this is a little bit of the game art. This is what we have so far. The map is a little bit off. We're actually going to work on that because it's kind of just a raw footage, a raw picture of the map. But the turrets are a part of the game art. So the turrets are kind of like, you know, basic turrets that we put in place, but we're still working on other stuff. They're kind of like little cartoonists, or like little military style cartoonists, but, you know, something to start off with, but this is really good. And then the music and sound. So the music and sound, we're just gonna have some original music playing in the background to kind of keep the pace going. And then like when the boss shows up, we have like special music for them. And then like maybe for like the sounds when they shoot off the fire, they make the sound of the blast when they blast and everything. And then maybe we add sounds for like the swords when you like double wedge and, you know, hit the monster or whatever, the creature or the founder, and then make the noise. And then, yeah, have sound there. And then that's it for me. So next time you see me, it'll be on 10, 12. Hopefully I have more group members. I should have another group member with me next time. So 10, 12 members.